All right, so book portion, book. Eric is since I'm not reading right now, I might start. So part of the book club, they said they want to start reading the Project 2025, and they want to split up in sections.
You got to. It's a long
and have people read certain sections. So. It's really crazy. That's a crazy document. I can't wait to read it. And I see people like Candace Owens like, oh, this is something they should have. But there's a lot of stuff about taking freedoms away. So,
taking freedoms away.
Yeah.
Candace Owens, what you think you're gonna get from that? They're gonna show you who you are.
Yeah, and
she don't think so.
No, but
she don't think
so. she's in her I'm super Christian thing right now. She like I'm the idea of Christianity.
But the idea of Christianity was always taught. It wasn't forced.
But they're on that. I think she probably want some slaves in a handmaid. But imagine her surprise when they find out she the wrong complexion, right,
of the wrong race.
Yeah, she feel like she not gonna ever find that out. She feel like she right in the
let that document get passed.
Yeah, she's irritating. But go ahead. What?
So I've been listening, with everything going on, I can't really focus to read, so I've been listening to audiobooks. So I've listened to 2 audiobooks. So the first one I listened to, it's a fiction book. It's by Angie Thomas. It's called Concrete Rose. And I found out it is actually the prequel to The Hate You Give.
Prequel,
whatever. To The Hate You Give. And the story is about Maverick Carter, I think, in The Hate You Give. As a matter of fact, the book, The Hate You Give, was turned into a movie. And the father, his name is, in The Hate You Give, his name is Maverick Carter. So this is like really telling the story about how...
Like LeBron's ring?
Why I saw that and I don't remember nothing about it. The Hate You Give.
I don't know.
But everybody talking about how good it was. I saw it too, and I don't remember it.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie.
Must have been watching it working.
But I'm probably watch it after I read this book. This book is pretty good because it talks about him coming up. He was a 17-year-old in high school, part of a gang. His father was in jail. I think his father was in jail for selling drugs, but he found out he ended up having a fling with some girl and ended up getting her pregnant, which was end up being his best friend's girl at some point. Then he finds out, I think 3 months later, that his girlfriend was pregnant. So he had, he's trying to graduate high school, end up dropping out of high school.
That's a lot.
2 kids and trying to navigate being in the gang and trying to get out the gang and trying to build a relationship with his father, even though his father was locked up, incarcerated. I don't want to tell the book. His mother had a situation. I don't want to tell because I want you to read it.
This story sounds bad.
Yeah. So it was a real it was a good read to me, because this is probably the first fiction book I read in a minute or whatever. So it's just it taught. I mean, it looks like a lot of kids in the inner city deal with this type of stuff and everything. So it was written from a good perspective and everything. But I'm really have to check out The Hate You Give. Because I didn't know this was like the given his background.
So with The Hate You Give, watched it, but I remember watching it. I don't remember finishing it, and I don't remember what it's about.
So it's a movie?
Yeah.
The
little girl was in it.
It's about a girl, which is his daughter, and she's with her friend, and he ended up getting shot. Killed by the police.
Yeah, but why don't I remember finishing?
Who stars?
I must have watched it. It's a little famous little girl.
I think Issa Rae is in there.
So this is fairly recent.
Yeah, the guy that plays the father on BMF, I can't never think of his name. He matter of fact, he's the one that played Maverick Carter in that movie.
Okay,
Regina King. I think Regina King.
What's her name? I can't remember her name. But she's a little famous little girl.
Yeah.
Amandla Stelberg and Lisa Carter in there too.
Yeah.
Regina Hall.
Regina Hall, whatever.
Yeah, Hall. Yeah, my bad.
Sabrina Carpenter, KJ Appa,
Russell Horsby. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah. I can't never think of his name.
And Anthony Mackie.
Okay.
Captain America's in there?
Yeah.
So I might have to check out the movie and probably listen to the audio books because I didn't know they was connected. So, And my second book that I was listening to was 50 Cent's Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter. And, you know, this book, I learned a few things, you know, about 50. You know, he talk about, you know, how he got his deal with, you know, stars, how he ended up doing the vitamin water. He talk about his fractured relationship with his son and his son's mother, his oldest son and his son's mother, and how he tried to correct everything with his younger son.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so he talks about that. He talks about his relationship. Of course, he talks about Ja Rule. So he talks about his relationship with some of his G Unit artists. He talks about how when he first started Power, about how he had Amari Hardwick, you know, as the main character, whatever. He talked about how Amari Hardwick came in audition, and you know, he was like, he didn't really audition real well, and you know, 50 was like, man, you know, I talked you up to these people, you know, audition, and he's like, Amari Hardwick was like, well, you know, if they want to give it to somebody else, they would give it to somebody else and everything, and you know, he said he really had to talk to him and get him to see the vision of everything, and you know, Amari Hardwick, he ended up auditioning again, killed the audition and everything, so that's how he ended up getting the role and everything. So,
that's his role.
Yeah. So it gave a really good insight on, you know, how he think and, you know, his business maneuvers, you know, coming up with music, you know, vitamin water, and that's another thing too that was interesting about the vitamin water situation, because he says that, you know, he don't drink, he don't smoke, and a lot of times, you know, people that don't drink and smoke, when they, you know, like, especially they don't drink, like when they at the clubs or whatever, you know, like, you know, what do people drink, and you know, so you started
$8 bottles of water.
Yeah, that's what he was. He said that's when he said he saw the vitamin water because the company was already out. And he said that he was in the gym. He told his trainer to get some water. He said he ended up drinking the water and liked it. And he said, you know, he started going to grocery stores, pricing bottled waters, and like, dang, I didn't know bottled waters was like, you know, $3. So he said that the company was from Queens, New York, and he had a business meeting with them and everything, and ended up, you know, taking, you know, getting stock in it,
and then you saw Formula 50.
Yeah. So. It's a very insightful book. He did the narration on the book, which, you know, I reviewed Jeezy's book last episode, and I mean, the 50 did a real good job narrating. He had the voice. I think with Jeezy's book, it's just like Jeezy has that voice. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's why it kind of threw me off when he was narrating. But you know, this narrated by 50, so it's a real good book. These two real good books. I really enjoyed
50
them.
book probably real good. Now, did he give insight into how to do, or did he just
he gives advice and everything on, you know, how to do certain things, and, you know, from his perspective, and you know, he even admits that, you know, a lot of stuff that he could do because he already has the money, you know. So, you know, like the first season of Power, you know, he said that, you know, he basically funded it. So even though the stars didn't really see the vision, he saw the vision, so he was able to fund, you know what I'm saying. So
he got 5 spinoffs?
Yeah. So that's what he was saying. But, you know, a lot of people, you know, they put out these books and they were like, oh, you know, if I could do it, you could do it too. But, you know, on a lot of stuff, he actually admitted that, you know, he's able to do some of the stuff and able to take some of the risk he take because he has the money to do it.
And a lot of books it'd be like, if you do this, you will be able to do this. And
that's Tony Robbins.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of like everything is gonna happen. That's funny because somebody sent me something today. Nazy sent me something and asked me how I felt about it. And it was somebody talking about, I forgot what he was talking about. He was talking about different, I can't remember exactly what he was talking about. But you know, like those people that say, if you do this, this will happen. Mm-hmm. And then she asked me how I feel about it. And I said, I don't like when people speak to the mass like everybody's experience is the same experience. Exactly. Everything happened the same way for everybody. I don't like people. Like, I don't like relationship courses where it's like everybody go and they give everybody the same advice. Like every relationship ain't unique. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there is a psychology to most people that's pretty general. But
you mean when you get blanket advice?
Yeah, blanket advice. It's kind of like it doesn't work for everybody.
You know, that turns into church.
That turns into church.
And that also turns into one of the podcasts that I enjoy listening to. It's a nice conversation, but it's also not. It doesn't apply to me. I'm just interested. The stuff don't apply, but I'm like, it probably don't apply to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But you get the expert talk of, no, the reason this is like this is because of this. I'm like, it probably about 7 other reasons. That you can pick from. Or 17.
Yeah, and this I just hate that because it's just like, because I feel like that's how a lot of cults are formed. Because you tell people that this whole streamlined way of thinking is just how you're supposed to think, and there are a lot of people that's, I wouldn't say dumb enough, but a lot of people that are going through enough. Gullible, but sometimes people are going through something where they need to find something to believe in,
or naive, or just or going through something and they find what fits their narrative versus a solution to the problem. So they like, you know what, this welcome to people on the internet.
They're like, this actually makes sense because it has to make sense, because this is because everybody, because we have that worship gene inside of us, that we have to worship something, we have to believe in something.
That's word porn.
Or
somebody's unknown author.
It's
like, this is how I feel. It's like, you're gonna put your business out there.
This has to make sense.
So it was somebody recommended me a book that I'm listening to now. I can't even think of the name of it, but it's like, it's really Bible based, and it's like, dealing with your emotions. So I've been listening to it often. I haven't really been into it like I was the other books, because it's like Bible based and Bible verses and all that other stuff, but I mean, it has some good points or whatever. I mean, jotting down, trying to incorporate in my day-to-day lifestyle. So we'll see if I finish it.
I'm gonna start reading again, y'all. I know y'all more interested in the books that I read because they be a little bit more top-notch, a little different scale than the books that he read. He read books by rappers. Like, I read books by scholars.
Oh my God!
So y'all ready for some scholarly books? Percival Everett, he got 30 books.
What's the name of that movie?
American Fiction.
Yup. Yeah. With the book they call F. Yup.
The book's called Erasure.
No, then he changed it to something else and turned into the.
Well, the book in the movie, the book was called F, but the book in the book that the movie's based on called Erasure.
Gotcha.
I read the book and saw the movie.
American Fiction was great.
It was a great. Do you know how many times, Eric? Like, you know how many times that movie been said on this show? Because he has 30 books.
Because it's a great movie.
Yeah, he always in Cleveland too.
Really?
Yeah, he's always in Cleveland.
You should go see him.
He has. I've read 4 of his books, and like, I'm talking about, he don't have one bad book that I've read, and it's like, if I read 4 of your books and they all good, then you're a hell of an author.
We'll see.
Yeah. All right. Okay, keep reading 50 Cent and 30 Cent and.
I'm not mad at a 50 Cent book if it's a how-to guide.
Yeah, I'm not mad at a 50 Cent book or a Will Smith book or whatever rapper book. Or Jeezy. I'm not mad at their books. I'm just saying that.
Will Smith.
I'm just trying to mess with him.
A Will Smith book is an interesting book.
It was a really good book.
It was it took me all the way back to when LL put out his book.
I never read LL book. Check that out. Never read LL.
Well, LL got 2 versions of the same book. A clean and a dirty.
Okay, I gotta read dirty. I don't like that.
Never read LL book. But I read Will Smith book. And it just make you realize, like, he just was a corny kid. Like a corny dude.
But he was a corny dude that was
passionate, and he was passionate.
But he was definitely in the street too.
He wasn't really in the street. He knew people in the street, and they protected him because they saw his worth.
That means that he's in the street though.
But they saw his worth. That's what it was.
I wouldn't say he was corny.
No. When I say corny, I mean like he wasn't like, at that time period, he wasn't like the rest of the rappers.
You mean it was safe?
Yeah, he was safe. He was safe.
Yeah. That's a date conversation.
Yeah, he was safe. He was not corny like. I wasn't like he was terrible, but corny like he was a safe dude, because that's the time that NWA and all them came out. So it was kind of like he was safe.
Yeah, but that safety landed him his billions, or his millions, and his fortune, and that woman.
Then he met Jada.
Yeah, and she ruined him.
She ain't ruined him.
We're going on to the next part of the show where we interview you.
Your interview coming up. We better get your business.
Go for it.